Right. Is everything good? I think so. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Sorry I was a little delayed. I was just, still setting up. Very hyped about the new region. I like Cronia so much. I think you'll like this one even more. Thought Dr. Evie was a different person. No, I'm still me. I just changed my name. So, just gonna double check the YouTube studio. Okay, deleting the accidental duplicate. Feeling any better from last time? About the same, I think that cough tells you. But yeah. As you can see, the slideshow is back. Because I felt like I had to clarify a couple things. So, this is just a Chromiumon. Hogmany's just a Chromiumon. Just remember that. And yes, it evolves from Baneri. Cool. I don't know if it's coming back to Kelot, but, it's a New Year's stream, and this is my New Year's themed mon, so that's why I thought, I'd have it in the thumbnail. But there's a couple other things in the thumbnail that I've not spoken about yet. Like Microdia. I think I'm just gonna there we go. Okay, I think that might be a bit better. Still can't wait to see the start of Final Evo. Well, yeah, I mean, you'll see them when they appear in the video. So, this is Microdia. Say hi. Yeah. Basically, the general gist of this one is the NHS was devised by Welsh people, so free healthcare, and also, like, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if it was microphones or speakers, but, like, you'll hear in the video, and I mean, I think the type is self-explanatory. Just a little guy. This is the Nurse Joymon of the region, if you can't tell. And yeah, it's just a little guy. It's like Meloetta's baby sibling. Yeah, in a way. It gives me very, like, Miku vibes. Microdia, would she be like Tinkaton? I mean, no. Only in the sense that they're both fairy type. It's similar to Tinkaton in the same respect that, I don't know, Klefki is. Or not even Klefki, like Dedenne is. Yeah, it's just a little guy's fairy type. That's it. I'm gonna have a wee bit of a chocolate bar. I was just eating a makeshift dinner because yeah, I had a like chicken and cheese sandwich. Not a sandwich, like melt. Over here in the UK we call it a toasty, but yeah. It's not a mini Meloetta, but it does have, like... I can see why you think that. Because they're both musically spritey kind of mon. But Meloetta is not a fairy type. Oh, darn it. Meloetta is not a fairy type. You ever been to Tesco? Yeah. I have. I mean, it's a shop, isn't it? So... So yeah, I think that explains that. And also, Pika clone time. Here's Nutokawa. Might not be fairy type, but still normal. Yeah. But so are many things. So's Eevee. So's Exploud. So's Porygon. So's Rattata. But yeah, Nutokawa. My guy needs Colgate. Well, it's based on the Nutria. Also known as the Copu. I mean, they're like beaver, like, you know. They like to live in rivers, they like to do that and all that. And their teeth do be like that in real life. It's because it's full of iron. Not one you personally like, but others would like. I guess, I mean, I think this was a cute one. I think it's cute. You know, could be, yeah. Could be one people like. I hope people like it. I really do like this one. Can't really explain all the reasons why, but because, you know, otherwise the video wouldn't need to happen. But yeah, that's it in the thumbnail. Are those blue tips supposed to be horns, or are they just bits of fur on the head? I mean, they are bits of fur. That's it. But yeah, you're working on an Africa region called Angassa. Well, an Africa region. That'd be... It's a lot of places. That's a lot of culture to squeeze down in one region. Anyways. Hi, everyone. There we go. So, I mean, it's just a hangout stream, to be honest. Also, if you're wondering why the chat's like this, no, like this, sorry, directions are a bit annoying, because I'm seeing myself, but it's not a mirror. If you're wondering why chat is like this, and not transparent, I didn't figure it out yet, so, yeah, but, and I'm sorry, this is covering Danny DeVito. I wonder if I can just... There he is. There he is. So the Danny DeVito cushion's still there, don't worry. But yes, feel free to ask any questions about Coronia or Kelot. Or just general things. You know? Or just general chat about stuff. Maybe questions about making Fake Mon. Oh, pardon me. Probably peaked the microphone with that. Figure out soon. Yeah. I'm glad that I can stream decently with OBS. So, because OBS can... Well, I knew it was quite powerful, but it was too powerful for my old laptop, so... Yeah. So now I can actually figure it out, but I've got a live chat at least, so it's like, you know, baby steps, I guess. Thinking of any convergent forums? I've made some convergent forums. I don't want to show any of them yet, though. Because all of the ones that I've done so far are, like, the weird ones. But I've got... Because I've got a few lines, actually. I'm surprised I managed... Like, I have enough where I could make an entire video. You saw rodent. You need rodent. I can have it back on screen if you want, Mr. Capybara. But yeah. By the way, the rodent is not a capybara. It's a nutria. But there you go. It's the Pika clone. Can't remember if I said that it was, but it is. There you go. Right. So. Yeah. I've got enough convergence in Kelot to make its own video. I'm surprised it did. It's just because the ideas kept coming. Oh, please make a Kelot convergent video. I will. It's probably going to be one of the earlier ones, because I've got like half of them done, so it probably won't take that long. Because I wanted to... It's weird, because like... Yeah, like, I get the feeling that if I, like, pump out the Kelot videos, it would be in the first half of the year, so... But if not, it'll probably be out in summer. Because I've been getting a lot of stuff done in advance. It's just a matter of keeping things rolled out. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm surprised I got a lot of convergence done. Or I got a lot of convergent ideas. But they just kept happening. Like, one was like a sort of, not really a placeholder, but one where I'm like, I think this would be an interesting idea. And then upon reconsidering if it would fit in the region, it barely fits, but I think it fits well enough, adds enough to the type diversity, fits the vibe, has a reason, even though its reason's probably the loosest, it still has one, and I think it actually has a place in Kelot, to be honest, as a line, and it. You know what? Yeah, that's fun. Another one just stemmed from I was gonna make something based on the thing it's based on anyways, and then I thought to link it to the line that I'm linking it to, and then I just realised convergence probably the best bet. And then another one is because there was just this really interesting myth that I felt like it just felt like the clear thing to do to make that a convergent, just from a design point of view. And then there's another that I was struggling to have a certain type when I really didn't, but like I was trying to hold off on doing a mon based on that because I knew it would be a convergent too, and I was like, oh, I've already got quite a few. And then on top of that, there's something really weird, but I think will work, and I think you guys will be interested in it. But I'll answer some more questions. Phantom. I'm trying to make a regional variant. Ooh, pardon me. For him, but I have no idea what to do. Which my region is based on nothing specific, so it's both a blessing and a curse. I mean, realistically, I mean the way I do things, the way I do it, I don't I mean, I guess I kind of did it for Chronia, like, oh, I wanted to do something, a variant on this, or something like this, a general idea of like what kind of Pokemon I wanted to make a variant of. But now with Kelot, and I find this more creatively rewarding, I come up with an idea, and if it's an idea that fits a specific Pokemon line, I think, how can I integrate that? sometimes a variant, sometimes an evolution, sometimes a convergent, you know? And that's just been really rewarding. Like, it's, yeah. Like, for example, I mean, the only mon that wasn't like that was Drampa, but I felt like the combination of that and the idea of Celtic knots worked, so I just did it. Um, and also I had the idea of a Druddigan evolution being the red dragon from the Welsh flag to be perfect. But other than those, everything else had been something that I thought of, or I thought I was like, I kind of want to make a mon based on this. This kind of works to be, actually no, there is one more evolution that I did just want to do an evolution to it, but not because I wanted to evolve it per se, but because I felt like an evolution to it fit the region. Just specifically. Like, I felt the mon worked with the region to some degree. But you'll see it when you see it. I've got art of it now, and I'm happy with it. But it is just it's nothing too special. It's more like thematically resonant with the region. But everything else, like for example, Kelot and Hedgie, I was like, I want to make a mon based on this myth, and this felt like the best avenue to do it. A variant of Hedgie. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to do this thing, but then I realize, like, if I don't do that creative process initially, I seem to gravitate towards ideas that I think are really solid anyways, but I tend to just want to do them impulsively, and then realize later, oh, actually, there's something to this. And I realize it fits a lot better than I initially thought, even though my reasoning was just I want to do it. So there's like an evolution to a Chronomon, which I just wanted to do because, funnily enough, the artist who did the mon, was like, oh, here's an idea for an evolution, and I was like, yeah, we're doing this now. Funnily enough, we've not actually done the art, it just still exists as a sketch. But then I realised later, oh, actually, this could really work because of a Welsh myth. So, like, if we incorporate some of that, that'll really work. I've not told the artist this yet, but I realised that, and I'm like, oh no, this is perfect. But then also, it also really fit. I don't know. It just works. It just works. But yeah. If there was any fan region you'd make canon to Pokemon, if you had the power, which one would you give that status to, and for what reasons? Well, that's a good one. Honestly, I think the best region I've seen, and I tend to only pay attention to the... Oh gosh, you can really hear the rain. Or I don't know if you can. Okay, yeah, I think you can. Okay, I think it's died down though. I think the region that I feel like handles itself the best, where I'm like, I feel like you're doing something really cool, but also the issues are like, it's not like, if I'm being really critical, and I tend not to like being mean, so that's why I don't tend to like go critical, because it's not nice. But like, if I had to be constructively critical to some regions, then there are some that I feel like don't fully... Not that their dexes are particularly an issue, or like there might be a few mon that I'm like, not sure. But I feel like the region that handles itself the best out of all the YouTube regions, I feel, is Devar from Pragmagic. Yeah, I that region I just don't really see too much issue with, to be honest. Like, if I had to critique... Actually, no, I don't have to critique, so I don't know why I would... Like, my critiques of that are more so nitpicks with design philosophy in one mon, and presentation of one video not quite lining up with the proposed vision. But those are nitpicks. So, like, overall, story's good. Dex is good. Characters are good. Um, it's just a pretty good region. I wouldn't really have that many notes on it. So if it became official, I think that would be the best one out of all the regions I've seen. Um, Although, yeah, it would be ambitious to do like a full India region, but like still, I think there are other regions that like. That's not to say like, oh, all the other regions are terrible. No, I like when I say I'm being like, if I'm having a critical eye on something, I'm you know I'm I just want to like, it's more so like I want everyone to be their best possible self, and also if I'm picking like the one that I think should be, or if I were to pick one to be an official region, I'm gonna be picking something that I think does the best job, and at that point I have to like split hairs. So, but literally every other region I've seen, like on YouTube, like I think largely they've been all right. Like I don't dislike anything I've seen really. I think everything's been all right. Usually pretty good, pretty great. That was an interesting question. So yeah, did I make muck into a deer? Okay, like as in weird ones. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. That would be really fun though. But no, I did something. I can't really describe what I did without spoiling it. That's the thing. And it's not one of those things that sounds too outlandish until you realize context. And part of the reason why I think the idea worked so well is that I'm just like, well, I'm going to strip the context and then add my own, if that makes sense. Which is what convergents are. But it's weird. It's like not something I would like do willy-nilly, but it's like, this is weird. Yeah. Okay, find a fun tree that you'd like and go from there, or you could go dead bread spread approach. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's rain in the background, MCB. So, but yeah, I guess it's like what I tend to do is like I wouldn't. I realize I kind of just stopped answering the thing about Vantump, or Pumpkaboo, or Pumpkaboo Vantump. It's Vantump then Pumpkaboo. Yeah. Hello, Happy New Year. Oh yeah, I forgot to say Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah. I spent my Hogmanay New Year's Eve to you all. I went on a walk. I probably shouldn't have went on that walk. I mean, it's not that I shouldn't have went on that walk. I probably shouldn't have walked to where my intended destination was, because it was. I mean, it was up a hill, a muddy hill. I got up it. I was like, oh, I need to clean my shoes afterwards. So I decided to go round a different way, which was also muddy, and that's when I slipped. And now my leg hurts, and it's still hurting. It's been 24 hours. I think I must have twisted it a bit, but I'm fine. It works. I'm not in any... Well, if I'm not using it too much, I'm not in any pain. But if I am, it's just like, I can just deal with it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm the best help for something like a Pumpkaboo variant, especially if it's in a region with no real theming around it. Hello, Chill Bill. Yeah, Because if it were me, the fact that it's Pumpkaboo would be something I would add to the concept rather than add a concept to Pumpkaboo, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I'm really the best person to ask about this. Oh, MCB. Oh, did I get the letters mixed up? MBC. Words or letters. Anyway, so I'm still sick, but I think I'm gonna be clear of it in a few days. I'm back to work on Friday, so. But then I've got the weekend off because I get weekends off at work, so that's weird that I'm just back for the one day and then. Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully I'll see Sonic on Friday because I've still not seen it. I was going to like yesterday, but then my boyfriend got even sicker, and we couldn't. So, yeah, yeah. Feel free to ask questions, specifically about Kelot, Chronio, other videos I make, Fakemon in general, stuff, Pokemon in general, games in general. I've been recently playing Game Dev Tycoon again. It's a game I love. I really like playing it. Don't know why, I just do. Kind of ironic you showed the Nurse Joy mon of your region while I was sick. Maybe I'm just wanting to heal myself. I don't know. It's because like I wasn't really sure what to put on the thumbnail, to be honest. So I was like, why not? Why not show that in the Pika clone? Nurse Joymon and Pika clone. I mean, they're both similar. Well, I say similarly proportioned. They're both little guys. To contrast the Hogmanay on the thumbnail. Hogmanay being there because New Year's. It's based on New Year's celebrations. Specifically New Year's Eve celebrations of Hogmanay. It literally came about because pun. I've not really done that this time. Names have actually been the harder part, but I'm not opposed to doing something based on a pun. I mean, actually, I kind of developed an idea based on a pun, and then I realized that the line I made, or the line I was thinking of making, kind of could work as a regional variant of something else, because it's like, because that something else is literally just a species that evolves into a different species, and I just picked the same ones evolving in that same direction, so I'm like, this just makes sense as a variant. So I'm gonna do a variant. All the variants will be in the variants video. I mean, I'm gonna show the... Like, in the Route 1 video, because I'm gonna do a Route 1 video. I didn't do one for Chronio, but I'm gonna do one for Kelot. For the Route 1 video, I will show Kelotian Hedge and Kelotian Hedgerow. Just because they're Route 1 one. I won't post Kelotian Hedge and Hedgerow to Instagram until I'm posting all the variants, because I'll post them all at the same time. But, yeah. Yeah, I'll show them in that video. I might show some... I don't... Actually, there's some... I think the only variants that I feel like I could realistically happily show in other videos are the Chronio ones. The ones of Chronomon. Because I think everything else feels like I don't very specifically have to cover it there. Otherwise, that video might be too big. So I might as well just save it for the variants video. I don't think I actually have too many variants done. Hold on, I need to double check. I think it's probably one of the more unique looking Nurse Joy fake one I've ever seen conceptually, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I knew I wanted a Nurse Joymon of some description. So I wanted something that just embodied, like, helping people. But also, like, how do I do that? And then I realised, oh, there was a Welsh invention of... It was either the microphone or the speaker. I forget which one. but it would use that. It would use both as a reference to whichever one was invented in Wales, to help people out. So, yeah. I mean, I wanted it to be a nurse rather than just a nursing figure. So, is the Nurse Joy Pokemon also based on e-girls? No. No. But the fact that it's using a microphone means that it's just the pose was most likely gonna give off like Vocaloid vibes. Vocaloid? That's Hatsune Miku's species, right? That's the thing Hatsune Miku is. My boyfriend would lynch me right now. No, he wouldn't. He would just tell me. Does the Pika clone evolve? Do you evolve? I don't know why I just dodged the question like that. What? It might evolve, it might not. All I'm gonna say is don't hold your breath on either of these evolving. Yeah. I think, yeah, like, I might do a Nurse Joy Mono in every region I do going forward, but I might not. I don't know, it would really depend on, like, if the idea was there. This has been bothering me. I'm gonna close the door, it's been bothering me. Your explanation kind of reminds me of how I came up with my own mind being based on therapy animals. Yeah, that works. Like, if there was, like, a therapy animal thing, if there was a particular focus on therapy animals in a future region I was doing, like, if that was part of, like, if there was a big cultural thing of this is a therapy animal, I'd probably do something like that. Oh, pardon me. Oh, jeez. Hopefully you didn't see the phlegm. Yeah. Like, cause I'm feeling all right. I've just got a cough. My throat's a little sore, but like, I can speak. I can largely breathe through my nose now, so I think it is getting to the stage of it's just coughing, which I was hoping to already be in, like, a couple days ago, because I've been ill since before Christmas. So, yeah, uh, yeah. Although unique representation kind of does remind me of like how I'm planning to do my Pokeball mimic. There will be a Pokeball mimic for not well. There was one for Cronio, but there will be another for Kelot. Fairytale Meowth that's based on Calico / Tortoiseshell cats with a new evolution called Paramedic. Oh, that's neat. That's a neat one. Yeah, I'm not going to do another regional Meowth for Kelot. I was considering doing something Meowth themed, but then I just scrapped the idea. Big time scrapped the idea because I was going to do like an evolution to Coronian Berserker. But then I just didn't. I felt like that was a bit too far. I do stretch like what I can get away with in Kelot, but like I don't think I can get away with that. That just didn't feel right. Loosely based off your own therapy pet. Well, that's very nice. I think basing Fakemon on what matters to you is great. I mean, I do, so. I need to check my Discord notifications. Right. delete that from my Discord. By the way, Discord link's in the description if you want to join. There's also a link to my Instagram. And also my Patreon. I was trying to remember what's in my description, but yes, my Patreon. Or you could join as a YouTube member. Both, I think they're priced ever so slightly differently, but like I try to price them as similarly as possible. They allow you to get the same, I think the same sort of rewards. So check the tiers out. Just chipping in money won't really get you anything, but it's if you just want to have a nice gesture, you can do that. Well, you can also not do any of this, by the way. I'm just pitching this. You can do this if you want, no obligation, of course. I'm not saying you must give me your money, but if you wanted to, that would be appreciated. And what you'd get in return is you'd get to see like me working on like Kelot. Like, and by working on it, I mean, I think I've shown off every mon that's been worked on to that at some point. So you'd get access to being able to see those. So, because I've got secret chats on my Discord server where the mods who get it for free and the the mods and some of my mates, and also people who chip in money at certain tiers. But if you don't want it, that's fine, because not everyone can afford it, and that's fine. But if you can and you want to, and this sounds like a good deal to you, why not check it out and consider it? I don't feel like there's enough like people here to like do a sub goal, or like what's this super chat goal? Nah, like this is low key enough where a Q&A literally is just the people putting stuff in chat. So yeah, no need to. I don't think there's any incentive I could give that would justify you giving me money for this stream. I don't think there's any incentive I could give, unless if it's showing another Kelot mon. But I don't feel ready to do that. So, I only showed the two that I showed on a whim. Pretty much. Like the two I showed today on a whim. But yeah. I think I'm gonna pop in my Discord server. Microdia and Nutakawa, because I've now debuted them. Just finding them in folders. If there are questions coming in, I cannot see them yet because I am posting some stuff. Rightio, so any more? Do you plan on popping the starters into the Discord? I did show them off. I did show off the starters into the Discord. you know, they're just going to be in the chat called Kelot discussion. But yeah, I will have because I have a chat for the Chronio decks, but I will have one for the Kelot decks, but I'll start that up once the starter video comes out, so I can post all the starters. What's my reasoning for the name Kelot? I don't mind sharing it. I don't think I'll share it in the first video. So in terms of the videos, I will probably share it at a later date. But Kelot, there's two reasons. There's two reasons for that. And everything that I've shown on streams, by the way, I showed on Discord first, pretty much. Other than the player character, and these two Pokemon that I've showed in this stream. Everything I showed off in the last stream that I did a few days ago, every Pokemon I showed off there were shown off to my Discord server first. Maybe not the legendaries themselves, but they were shown off in the video. So, they were shown off in the teaser video. So, you know, you could see them. But they don't have names yet. Help might be good, but I still need, I would probably have a public I need help with these names chat. But there is some Mon that I don't want to show off yet that haven't been named that I really do not want to spoil. So yeah. But anyways, Kelot's name. Initially, I kind of envisioned it as a fusion of all the Celtic nations, but it just kind of became mostly Wales anyways. Because there are, when I say all of the Celtic nations, I'm not including Scotland or Ireland. Ireland's big enough to be its own region, and I might do that someday. And I want to keep that open. And I've already done Scotland and Chronia. So, with the rest of them, because the rest of them are quite small. I mean, there's Wales. Brittany, I don't think is that small, but it's part of France, and we already had Kalos. But I still felt like there was some ground that I could cover there. Not much. I mean, I don't think there's much ground I was going to cover in any of the others, apart from maybe Cornwall. But that's pretty much right next to Wales, and they have, there's a lot of stuff that they share. And it's even if there's stuff specific to Cornwall, it still fits the vibe. And then the Isle of Man, which I don't have much stuff from there, but I have a couple things, so you know. So the name is deriving from Celt and lot, as in a lot of Celt. And I decided to change the C to a K because I don't want people to say Celot, you know, because that's the thing that could happen. Because it's CE like cephalopod. So because I wanted to get that K sound, because Celtic, I changed it to K. I mean, I don't really like the letter C anyways. I mean, it's in Chronio, but then again, that's because that comes from crown, and there's not really any other way you'd pronounce that beginning part. So the C could stay. But, yeah, no, I don't like the letter C, because, why do we need it? So, logically speaking, if we don't need it, we should get rid of it and replace it with, replace all this. Well, if it's a C combined with, an H, then that can be its own thing. If it's a C combined with a letter to choose a different sound, it can be its own thing. Everything that we've got for S, or every C that's a S should be an S, and every C that's a K should be a K. You know, this has been my TED talk on why the letter C sucks. Yes. But anyways, the second reason, because that was only the first reason. The second reason why I called it Kelot is because it's kind of like a shortening of Camelot in a way, which is the kingdom that King Arthur is from. And Arthurian legend is a big thing here as well in the Kelot region. It's a big. It's not like I've taken inspiration from every mon, but like, you know, a lot of like the legendaries and the like all that's from Arthurian legend, and then also Arthurian legend itself did influence some mon and some aspects of my philosophy throughout the region. Yeah. Jeez. Hopefully I don't die on stream. Speaking of an Ireland region, I'm currently working on one and I'm having trouble with the fire starter. I could make it a deer based on the Irish elk, but I kind of want to save that for the fossil. You can do that if you want. I don't know what would be the best shot, especially because I might be working on an Ireland region, but like I might not. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna abandon it or not, but I have ideas for what I could do, but I don't really want to like share them because I don't want people to steal them, and also I don't really want to share them because I don't want to overshadow Kelot. Because I've been working on Kelot for a long time, so like naturally, because I'm like actually it's at a state where I can start posting it. Naturally, the planning stages have kind of finished, so I'm like, well, what else can I think about? But yeah, no, I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's don't expect me to be talking about a third region anytime soon because even though I've just kind of low key confirmed that it might be Ireland, I don't. It's not in any good shape right now as an idea because I don't really know what direction I want to go with the concept. So of the region itself, and I kind of want to know how to do that before doing the decks again, because I'm not 100% sure if I like everything that I've got with the decks. I like quite a few things, so I might keep some of those ideas, but you know, don't think I'll keep everything. Might keep some though. Anyways, questions about Kelot. Not anything about after Kelot, but yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions about Kelot or Cronio or anything? Meaning of life? It's 42, innit? I like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've only read the first book, but yeah, I hear the second book's good. I hear it's all good. Douglas Adams, brilliant writer. Loved his stuff on Doctor Who. Well, actually, my favourite Doctor Who story is one that he wrote, and like that's where one of my tattoos comes from. So, and yes, it does say this is a fake. What types are the gym leaders? Oh, they're some of the 18. You'll find out. You'll find out about the gym leaders. I'm still figuring a couple things out, but like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine. I think I know what all their aces are going to be, and I think I have art for all of them. So, you know, that's quite exciting. I realized I was trying to use this I was trying to use my view as a mirror. It's not, you know, it's not a mirror. It's not. This ain't a mirror at all. So why am I treating it as one? I am very silly. Silly, silly, silly. By the way, everyone, I did post the images I showed of the Mon I showed in the stream on Discord, but I also posted their shinies because I have nothing to hide with the shinies. I don't see any reason to hide them. I've only not shown the shinies for the box legendaries because the way I would do it is I would shiny lock them, but like I'd only shiny lock the like the story legendaries in the game they debuted in. But like any time after that, I think would be dumb. And I think if any legendary is returning and not part of the main story, if that's shiny lock, that's dumb. Same thing with the mythicals. It's dumb to shiny lock things apart from like legendaries who are part of the main story because they're going to appear in cutscenes. They're going to do this and they're going to do that, and it's like, yeah. But not only that, but I would only show the shinies if and when I have their post layout, and I don't, because I would only do that once I've named them. So, yeah. Why did I choose the ones that I chose? Well, for the regional, I should read that. Actually, do you know what? I'll get to that after I get to Ryan's question. Speaking of gym leaders in Chronio, did you decide the characters of the gym leaders first and then the types, or did you pick the types and work on the characters from there? I picked the types first. In fact, that's how I do it. I pick the types first, and then I work on what characters would fit them. And that's what I'm going to do for Kelot as well. Was looking in the server at the returning one for Chronio. It feels a little odd to have Jolteon, Leafeon, and Glaceon be the only ones without regionals, but I get why you chose which ones you chose. Yeah, I mean, there are 8 currently existing evolutions, and I wanted half of the non-evolution types to be represented by regional variants. Half of 10 is 5. 5 is less than 8. There would be 3 that didn't, and the 3 that weren't happened to be those 3 because I didn't think about it by generation. I just thought which evolution fit the best, and can the rain not? Please. On a scale from 1 to 10, how gay is the evil team? I'd say a solid 5. Maybe even 7, actually. Assuming 10's gay. Yeah, like somewhere like a 5, between a 5 and a 7. I don't know if I would say like a 9 or a 10, but I don't think it would be less than a 5. Is this more like a Celtic region since I did Scotland already, and since Galar already did the Wooloo line? What does the Wooloo have to do with anything? Can you elaborate on the Wooloo point? But it's a Welsh region, but with some other Celtic influences, like from Cornwall, the Isle of Man, and Brittany. But like, it is mostly Wales. So yeah. Okay, Wales and sheep. And since Galar already did the Wooloo line, I don't get what your point is. I don't know what you're meaning. Like, since Galar already did the Wooloo... Yeah. And Kanto did the Charmander line. I don't know what... And I know Wales and sheep, but, like, I've got a new sheepmon. What? If any of your own Fakemon had Gen 4 style gender differences, which ones would you say fit that criteria? I don't know. It would probably be the ones that would like make sense species wise too, to be honest. But because they're not major differences, I don't see why I would do it in the key art. So I will have a fairly minor gender difference in a mon in Kelot, because that gender difference will signify. I might even not have that gender difference. I don't know. There's a reason why I'm considering doing it, but I might not. I just realized I might not, because I realized I don't know why I would. I don't know why it needs to, but I was feeling like doing it, but I don't know. Is there an Elite 4? There's an Elite 3. Yes, there's less trainers to fight in the Pokemon League in Kelot, but I have my reasons. Reasons which will become more clear once Kelot's all done. But I think Kelot has a lot of stuff going on with it where it's like, I think you'll be fine. Like, like, you've got 6 giants, you've got 6 boss fights with the evil team, you've got 6 gym leaders. It makes it feel a bit more symmetrical. Is it a tournament? No. If it was a tournament, I would have said there were no Elite Four members, or there was an Elite Zero. Tornadus heard I was going to be streaming and decided to make it rain. Yeah, I know. How inconsiderate. People on the server are really liking Microdia. I do like how Galar did tournaments though. That was different. Yeah. By giants, do you mean boss Pokemon akin, or something akin to the Regis? Giants is just what I'm gonna call the Titan equivalent. So like the Titans of Paldea, I'm gonna call them giants in Kelot. They're gonna work a bit differently to the Paldea Titans though. It's basically going to be a sort of hybrid between Titans and like the totem Pokemon from Alola. So make of that what you will. Did I say 6 gym leaders? Yes. But it's because like I want there to be 6 major boss battles in each storyline. I don't know. I liked the idea of making it all symmetrical. I don't know. I just felt like it. Also, there's a lore reason as well, and that's because Kelot isn't as financially well off as other regions. However, it makes up for lack of practical funding with a surplus of just fun and creativity. It's a modern region. It's not going to be all medieval core. It's actually going to be like... I mean, the towns are going to feel like they might be a bit old, they might not, but the people are definitely going to feel like they come from today. So, yeah. It is a modern region. And a lot of modern Welsh culture is about the arts. So, that's going to be a major theme. I honestly think I've been cooking so hard with this region. So I'm very proud of how it's turning out. There are I know there are some things that people won't like, but I think they work and make sense. And I'm like, this is like, you know, like I'm not doing anything. Like what I'm doing, like everything that I know would probably annoy people. Some people some people I know get it. They get it and they're like, yeah, this works with the vision. And it's like, I'm seeing it all from a bigger picture point of view. And it's like, everything fits together so well. And I'm like, honestly, this is just working. This is just working. And for that reason, I'm enjoying working on it more than I was with Chronio, to be honest. Also want to thank you for showing off the Tim Rachnid line. Seeing it and the lore helped unlock a half-forgotten memory from my childhood. Yeah, I mean, the Tim Rachnid line... I mean, don't thank me. Thank the person who submitted it. It was a... Like, honestly, that contest, like... It was so hard to pick winners, because it was like... There were so many ones that I really liked. But like that one, as soon as I saw it, as soon as it was submitted, I was like, I think this one's gonna be in the finals. Like, I think this one's gonna go through and actually be incredible. Because like the thing that sold it for me is that like because it was an earlier one, it did kind of have an advantage because I did get to like think about would this really live in Chronio, and I kept imagining it as if it were a Chronomon, and that already makes me go, nah, you're winning. You're definitely gonna, yeah, this is definitely gonna happen. It wasn't the only line where that happened, like the Barum line. I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, no, if I'm thinking about it this way, it's one. You know? The Tale of Robert the Bruce was adapted for a song Disney did in the film So Dear to My Heart. Interesting. But yeah, not only did it wasn't that the design was what the thing that sold me. It was the story. And as a result, because it had so much thought put into it, and it felt like it could coexist alongside Chronomon from a conceptual point of view, I was like, no, it had to win. No, it had to be one of the winners. How many admins, discounting chief admin, does Kelotian Team Syndicate have? That's assuming Team Syndicate's appearing in Kelot. It might not. Out of curiosity, which ones were the closest but didn't win? That's a good one. That's a good question. There was one that was like a scout dog that was really good, but I already had like a scout themed Pokemon and plenty of dogs in Chronio, so it's weird because the actual concept behind it was pretty good, but it didn't make the cut because even though it was a good idea, it was still like it still had some redundancies to it. But that I definitely spoke with the person who submitted it, and I was like, yeah, no, this was good. This was good. Like, genuinely, like they could win if they submitted something. If I did something similar for Kelot, they could win. Sorry, how many admins does the evil team have? I will not reveal that. I will keep the evil team to my chest. Like, keep the secrets to my chest. Keep all my cards to my chest. That's the term. What was another close one? There was another one that was actually... It was actually, like, about to win. Like, it made the short list of winners, but it was the only... It was the only one that didn't that got removed from the absolutely final shortlist because like I initially contacted like most of the winners, but then I added two more. But one of the two winning like people who submitted, I was getting sus vibes about them as a person. And the thing is, if you get banned from my Discord server because you're violating the rules, well, you're violated the rules of the contest if you're submitting it on my Discord server. Because if you're not being good, if you're being a nuisance, I don't want to reward you. So, and that person later did, and I could see that something like this was likely going to happen. The fact that it happened within a month of everything closing made me realize I dodged a bullet. But it was an interesting entry, so it nearly won. Yeah. I think those were the only two. Oh, actually, no. There was a regional Scraggy and Scrafty that nearly won. I know one of the people who won did also submit a regional Scraggy and Scrafty, but that was not going to win. That was not going to win. But there was another one that was... Oh, it was like quite close, but it was like if I wanted to keep if I wanted to keep the number of winners, like, because I didn't want it to be like, oh, everyone who I like wins. No, I had to like keep it at a reasonable size, and even then I struggled to do that. So there had to be ones that didn't make it, but yeah. So if Cronian Dreadnought were to interact with Dynamax particles, would there be a likelihood of a G-Max form existing, or would it be like Slowbro situation where only one has a power-up form? Well, because no one's ever brought a Cronian Dreadnought to Galar, to my knowledge, we haven't really tested that. So, you know. But if it's form dependent, it might not. So, sorry. Will Kelot have any returning characters from Chronio or the original series? Yes. I'm not going to elaborate to what extent, but yes. Yeah. I'm not going to say how many either. It's not a majority. It's not even really like, because it's like it is mostly new characters. Like vast majority new characters. All of the focus in the main story will be on new characters as well. So it's not. All of these are like sort of cameos. So. I don't know how long Kelot's going to take. So in a way, this kind of feels like it could be like a submission of it's a 30th anniversary celebration of the Pokemon series. Because this year it's 29 years since Pokemon Red and Green came out in Japan. So next year it would be 30. So maybe it could be submission for 30th anniversary. I've got some Pringles. I'm thinking of having some. Usually, whenever it's New Year's, I tend to just eat an entire can of Pringles. I'm not going to recommend anyone else do the same, because that's probably irresponsible of me to do. But it's something I do every New Year's, and it's my tradition, if you will. Pringles. Honestly, as glad as I am Game Freak took a dark year in 2024, I'm glad folks like you were able to fill the content void. I don't feel like I really did, though, because, like, I feel like my content, because, like, I wasn't really posting any real, like, new fake mom for most of last year. Like, I basically just started off with the Reggies and the Mythicals. Did the contest winners, but they're not really my fake mom. They were just, like, other people's that I had commissioned to be re-rendered. And then I guess Gemporum and the Orpith Eagle forms, and that's been it. I mean, I have been making content. I'm glad you... Oh, I'm speaking with my mouthful, that's bad. I'm glad that, I'm glad you appreciate the content last year. Hopefully, content next year will be even better for everyone. And if you've noticed, my thumbnail game has changed a bit. Because, like, my thumbnail designs are pretty good. It's just... It was something that Loxon said to me one time that, oh yeah, I'm not doing the contrast well. And now that I've actually finally finished Chronio, I'm thinking I might as well try and have some other, contrast. I might as well add some contrast by having lighter backgrounds and, vibrant colors And you know what? I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. I got a free can of Pringles from Christmas hamper. Nice. I've got a full tube. Gosh, like the Pringles guy, like from this angle, kind of looks like he's got like emo bangs or something. So I was gonna ask, since Gemporum is technically an Ultra Beast, would it have a UB code name? No, I don't think so. Because all the Ultra Beasts with UB code names were scientifically identified by like the Aether Foundation. Meanwhile, Team Syndicate, even though Faber's there, Team Syndicate were trying to, like, they knew about this from legend, so tried to summon it through any means necessary. So it was less so a creature that was identified scientifically and more so a creature from legend that they were trying to summon. However, from context clues, they were like, oh, we could, in theory, summon it by scientific methods, and then they did. So I don't think it would have a UB code name. That doesn't mean it wouldn't, but I don't think it would be needed. Just for the plot. I don't think, yeah. But that said, the reason I didn't give one is because I didn't feel like I needed to. I only give information about Pokemon that I feel like I need to. Like, I don't think I need to give, like, learn sets. Because, like, they change every generation anyway. So it's like, well, what's the point of telling you, like, every move it learns if it would probably change in the next generation? So... I mean, some moves, yeah. Like, certain moves that feel integral to its design concept, yeah. But that's not... Yeah, that's not a universal thing. So it's like Solgaleo and Lunala situation. Yeah. I mean, it's at the same power level as the box legendaries. Like, it's got the same base stat total. So, in a way, you could say Gemporum's part of, like, Cronio's legendary quartet. So, having salty nachos with ketchup. Alright. I'm just having Pringles. If I end up chewing with my mouth open, which I know is kind of gross, it's because, like, my nose is not the most reliable method of transferring, like, oxygen into my respiratory system right now. So I might have to be, like, inhaling air through my mouth while I'm chewing, which would require my mouth to be open. I apologize, but man's got to eat. I hate salty nachos, so I add ketchup to them for taste. Yeah, I'm not really a nacho kind of guy. Like, I'm all for corn. But yeah, this is why Doritos is. I was actually speaking to my mother about this actually, because like, I'm not a fan of Doritos when they're under seasoned. So yeah, like I like corn, but like corn crisps, no. Potatoes all the way. Although Pringles, because they're already like mushed up, it's like, you know. But it's a tradition. I don't have Pringles often. They're very much a New Year's thing for me. I had an entire tube yesterday as well. I say yesterday, it was last night before I went to bed. And it was like barbecue flavoured. This is just plain. It's because it's just what we had in the house. Because I was intending to like go see the Sonic movie yesterday and stay at my boyfriend's, but he was ill. So I couldn't really pop to the shops on my way to a place I wasn't even going to. Because we live in different towns, so it was like, so we just had stuff laying around the house. Because I was like, I was thinking of just popping to the shops, but, we had some, so I didn't need to. Yeah, sour cream and onion Pringles are great. If the time trio were ruled by Dialga, could Palkia have rule over Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde, since they have a theme of 3D space? I wouldn't call that a theme. I'd call that a light motif. I'd call that a motif of their design philosophy. But you could theorize that if you want. I like. I don't know. Kelot's legendaries are no offshoots. They're not. So I'll make that clear now. They're not an offshoot of anything official. They are their own thing. That being said, the box legends, I should say. Other legendaries may not, but you'll understand. You'll understand. Question: do you think normal type fits good for an avocado Fakemon? Well, I would initially think. Well, if it's just an avocado, then I think grass. But I don't know. Normal, maybe grass normal would work. But the thing is, the reason why I think some olive works as a normal type is because olive oil is just such a normal thing. But also, it becomes humanoid. And I think Pokemon are cowards for not wanting something to gain the normal type upon evolving. But they're like Arboliva is a woman that happens to be made of olives, but it's a woman, so normal, You once tried an avocado and it had no taste. I mean, I like the taste of avocado, but that's just me. You mean I had an entire tube last year? Yeah, I had an entire tube yesterday, which was also last year. I think I had one on the 1st of 2024, the 1st of January 2024 as well, so yeah. It was half serious. You just thought it was funny. Yeah, I know. I know it was funny, but I'm like, it's not a theme. It's a motif. I mean, it is a theme, but it's not like what they are. Time trio. It's time. They are time. Past, present, future. Past, present, future, and evil. Those are the 4 states of time. Thoughts on Sonic Movie 3? My thoughts are, I'm excited to see it. I have not seen it. I was going to yesterday, but that didn't happen. Because my boyfriend, who I was going to see it with, was ill and didn't really want anyone over, let alone going out. So, hopefully we're going to on Friday, after my day at work. And yeah. I hear it's pretty good. Also, I just realised this is like a mukbang stream now, right? Because I'm just eating. Um, Honestly, having a theme of horizontal, vertical, and diagonal space would, in concept, be interesting to have as a trio and as a Palkies rule. It would be. I'm not planning on it, but it would be. I'm getting to the point where I have to, like, reach into the can now. So I was thinking about having the land, sea, and sky, but that would kind of overlap with the weather trip. I mean, in a manner of speaking, but that also kind of overlaps with the Gen 6 trio too. But, like, they're not really... I mean, it's a being of the land, the sea, and the sky, but that's not necessarily, like, emissaries of those. If you have emissaries of those, that is the Gen 3 trio. I hope you realise that these Pringles are probably going to be... Well, I'm hoping they'll make me last the rest of the night. Yeah, I don't know when my next stream is going to be after this one. B.O.B. going to get something to drink. Alright. Yeah, I don't know when my next stream after this one's going to be. I tend not to know when my streams are going to be anymore. But yeah, like, I do them when I'm bored. Do them when I'm bored and I've got nothing else to really occupy me. So I could play a game, but I don't fancy doing that. I fancy doing this. So, and yeah, hopefully, like, I've technically not finished writing some of the first couple Kelot videos, but they will be finished soon. Yeah. When I say, oh, the first Kelot video is going to be out this month, I'm hoping that's the case. It might be dependent on other factors though, but I'm hoping it's the case. If the stars align, they will. Any questions? Or anything you want me to discuss, really. I don't want to really give spoilers. I don't mind giving teasers. Like if someone said, "Oh, is something of this type combination going to be in Kelot?" I might say yes, I might say no. That's something I'll just... I mean, I might say yes, I might say no. It'll be one of the two. If there is something of that type combination, I'll say yes. If there isn't, I'll say no. However, if you ask, is this a starter? Is a starter type list? No, I won't say it. No, that's something I won't spoil. I just realised this is just like crunchy chewing and heavy breathing ASMR. Going back to the topic of UBs, would Croning Angel share the code name of its Ultra Megalopolis counterpart? Yeah, because it's the same species. I would assume it would, because it's the same species. Because it's still an agonadal. Just had to scroll my YouTube feed. Don't know if you noticed about me, but I have opinions on politics, which I try not to like indulge in too much on this channel. At least not anymore. Like I have, like it might influence my work, but it's not something I really want to divulge into because that's not why you're here. But like naturally, because I watch some political based videos because I'm politically politically engaged. I just had a because like I have opera in the background and I don't exactly have OBS on full screen. Like I could just see Donald Trump in like on the side of my screen, and I'm like, no. I'm gonna assume it's a non-controversial take that Trump not good. It's not even political at that point. It's just common sense. Anyways. Story time about me just scrolling over. In terms of returning characters, are they ones people would expect, or are they really out there like Colosseum or XD Gale of Darkness? It depends what you mean by which ones people would expect. Maybe? I don't think there's anyone that's, like, super obscure. These are definitely characters who, if you... Yeah. Honestly, I tried to avoid political chat because of poor mental stability. The weird thing is, my poor mental stability gets fixed when I think about politics, because it's like, it makes me think about what matters to me. And my mental instability is largely of existentialism, and it's like, oh no, I don't want to think about that. Weirdly enough, politics ain't healthy to obsess over, but it's like, keeps me grounded, so... We all have our own ways of coping in this world. But back to cartoon characters in Eh. Um. Yeah, they're not really like they're not ones from like spin-off games. So no, they're from the official series or even Carnio. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Also trying to ask about the obscurity of the returnees. I don't think they're that obscure. No. Um. Something that you might want to know: Pokemon Myth and Pokemon Legend take place at the same time as Pokemon Ornament. So make of that what you will. A tube of Pringles feels really long if you're also talking in between each bite. And also if it's ready salted. It's just what we had. I probably would have tried to like get the sour cream version. I also like the prawn cocktail version, so that's yeah. Having a look at your Titans again, not sure about which Reggie Wood design you prefer. Look of Mines or Loxton's. I mean, there's plenty of Reggie Wood designs out there. I'm pretty sure Subjectively does have one too. Oh, I can see the bottom of the can now. Not there. I'm not there yet, but I can see it. Kind of forgot about Master Region's Reggie Wood. I guess Reggie Brute and Reggie Turnal, they kind of overshadow the Reggie Wood there, but like they all work together. I think they're probably my favorite fan made Reggies I've ever seen. So yeah. I'm excited to see more of what Subjectively's got going on. Any questions? When it comes to the psychic type, Reggie, once again, I think yours and Loxton's are neck and neck, but my favourite, love both concepts. I think Loxton's concept is quite interesting. I think I got mine done after Loxton's, but my ideas were pretty much on lock before I saw that. I mean, I can't remember the exact time. His video came out in 2023, right? I'm just gonna pop this down for a minute to readjust things. I'm eating these quite badly. Might have come out late 2022. It might have done. I can't remember. While you check, it was duck time. I know. I swear, there must be something in Pringles, because I can just eat them. August 31st, 2022? Okay. That wasn't long after I started posting Chronia videos. So the first Chronia video came out, I think, in June 2022. Oh, it's gonna be 3 years this year. That's gonna be weird. It doesn't feel like I've been doing it that long. But, you know, trying to show off an entire Figment region takes time. It takes time to make it, and it takes time to show it off. But yeah, any questions? Empty can of Pringles. Annual tradition complete. Glad I was able to contribute to Cascade in some form, at least for context. I was the one who created Brevoince's proof. Oh, that's cool. I definitely think Brevoince works well with having a Prevo. That's the thing. I actually had a mon like that in Kelot. That was going to be a... Oh, pardon me. Going to be a single stage. But then it getting a Prevo actually makes the design better. I know a lot of people said, oh, Dreadcap should get an evolution, but I don't know. Sometimes a little guy design that feels like sometimes it's like you want to put everything into a small design, but putting everything into a big design, if you make it too big, it feels like it needs something to evolve from. So, yeah. What are my opinions on most spin-off games, such as the Ranger series, or as mentioned before, Colosseum and XD? I've not played the Ranger series, but I've played Colosseum and XD, and I mean, I've also played Pokemon Go. I've what other spin-offs have I played? I've played Mystery Dungeon. I don't think Mystery Dungeon's for me, but it's good. Oh, I've played New Pokemon Snap as well. I really liked that. Um, Colosseum and XD, they're good games. It was very interesting, and it made me realize maybe I shouldn't be afraid to use legendary Pokemon on a team. Um, because I used a Raikou in Colosseum and that was fun. Um, in terms of their canonicity, if they connect to the main series, then I think they're canon to the main series games, if that makes sense. But actually, they could all be canon to some form. They could all be somewhat canon. I have another chocolate bar. I've got a lot of salty in my mouth, so I've prepared to have some sweetness. Yeah, Aura Cup's great. Any more questions? I might head off soon, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. I think the only games that are considered canon are some main series ones last I checked were Go, the Ranger Trilogy, Manaphy the Ori games, and if you want to be technical, Stadium 1 and Stadium 2. What about I think that was something else. Continued with Cascade stuff, other credentials, however, myself being one of the one who named Muskrat, Enigmion, and Miraculous. Alright. Do you think the Pokemon TCG logistically could exist within the Pokemon world of the games or the anime? I don't know how the world of the TCG works, so... I don't know. I'm not really the person to ask about that. I've just noticed Discord's doing a weird thing for me where If a name's too long, it doesn't display it in full. It just goes the first letter ... Huh. I personally see that being the case in the anime. Why would they mention levels in one measly episode and never bring it up again? I don't know. I mean, I've not really seen much of the anime either. I'm considering watching all of it at some point. And yeah, like, I can make videos based on it. Like, what level would Ash's Pikachu be by the time he becomes champion if it could just keep leveling up and leveling up and leveling up? My lips feel weird after all that salt intake. I should probably get another drink soon, but I'll probably do that after I head off. Which I'll probably do soon. I might try and take it to the hour, so 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. Any more questions? I might wrap it up early if I don't get any more questions, but you know. I apologize if this was answered prior, but was there a reason Cranium Poltergeist wasn't a new evolution outright since it's not really T? Well, Alolan Sandslash isn't a new evolution outright, even though it's not really sand. So I didn't see any because it's the same kind of creature doing a similar kind of thing. But because it's the same creature, really. It was the same creature, and the creature wasn't T. The creature's a ghost. So, you know. Any more questions? Do you ever plan on making merch based on your fake mon, sort of like what Oxygen? Yeah, I mean, I probably will at some point. I just, you know, I don't feel like I'm big enough to have a merch store. But once I feel like I am, I'll probably open one up. Got nothing against doing it. If people want to wear my stuff, they should feel free to. Pretty much. Side tangent, I kind of wish they made that distinction a bit more clear for the Poltergeist line. I mean, the creature isn't a ghost, the creature is the matcha itself. The thing is, the Sinisty line, the difference between liquid tea to powder, but Sinisty's not tea, it's a ghost. It's not a liquid tea, it's a ghost possessing liquid tea, it's the thing. So it's going from a ghost to not a ghost. I mean, it's ghost type for a different reason. It's because the matcha does this thing in Japanese culture where it's like, it is believed that if an object has existed for over 100 years, it gains sentience. That's what that's referencing. So in actuality, it's going from a ghost to tea. It's a ghost that looks like tea to a tea that looks like a ghost. That's different. You gotta admit that's different, and a good reason why they make it convergent. And if you're like, oh, but that's too similar, well, I think Toad School's a bit too similar, because it goes from a jellyfish that looks a bit like certain mushrooms to a mushroom that's named after a jellyfish. That sounds really similar to me, but that's the whole concept of convergence. They're similar. But they're similar yet different, so yeah. I know it's a ghost. I'm just saying most wouldn't make the connection that it's the difference between a spectre and a yokai. Well, it's not. Is it a yokai? But it's like most people wouldn't make that difference, but the fact is, it is different. It's not a matter of perception, it's a matter of reality. Right? Because some people say there's a lot more similarities between those two separate species than there are between regional variants within the same species, like Sandshrew or the lowland Sandshrew. So, I don't know, it's just you know? I realised my headphone... Are my headphones even plugged in? Oh, no, they are plugged in. I was about to say, I realised they weren't even plugged in. No, they are. If you're still not a fan of the... Oh, what did you miss? Well, I might be heading off stream soon, but I'll probably stay for a bit longer if there's more questions coming in. Then again, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt for now, since we only got 3 lines to basically specifications off right now. I mean, I think with those 3 lines, we can definitely tell that, like, convergence are definitely something where it's like... You've got 2 very similar niches. Like, they're both... There's a connection there, but the reason why they're different is what makes them different. Like, on a structural level, because, like... Because it's, like a ghost possessing liquid tea to powdered tea gaining a soul. Those are different things. but you can see how they're similar. A jellyfish that looks like certain kinds of mushrooms, and then a mushroom that's initially named after a jellyfish, but takes some cues from that mushroom that the previous jellyfish looked like. Yeah, and then you've got mole that buries in the ground to eel that buries in the ground. Like, they're both like they're all like they've all got similarities going on, but the fact is there is distinct differences between what they are. Because with sand shrew, it's still a shrew. It's just got ice now, you know. So I think that's the secret to convergence, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you guys don't lynch me based on my interpretation of this, because I think I've got it, and I've been using that for Kelot's ones. We don't know how much Game Freak plan to build upon the concept in future, if at all. I mean, it's just a thing where it's like certain I think it's just something they plan to build up. Like, I don't think they're planning anything. I mean, they're planning things, but like, I don't think they're planning anything with this specifically in mind. It's just now they're like, let's do something like this. Well, now we're starting to do stuff like this more explicitly. Let's do this if we have the idea for it, is what I think they're probably going to do. Because think about it, there wasn't that many variants in regional variants in Paldea. Like a Phantom convergent Pokemon that is like a ghost possessing a fossilized tree stump. Well, isn't Phantom already a ghost possessing a stump? So the thing that it is still a ghost. So why would that be a different species? Question: where did you get the whole idea for the whole bootleg starter thing? Not the origins of the starters themselves. You explain that in the video, but the whole back alley starters. I just thought, I mean, the whole idea for that was, what if you're picking your starters in a Pokemon game, what if you just said no? And that whole, I elaborated on that and went, what if it was because you had to pay for them? And you were like, what? No. But you had to have starters, so hence you've got back alley starters. And that combined with the idea of like, what if starters were of a different type triangle? I combined those two ideas to get to where the bootleg starters were. Does that work as a convergent Pokemon? Well, I don't really see why a ghost possessing a stump and a ghost possessing a fossilized stump, that just sounds like a variant to me. Sounds like it's just the same thing doing something slightly different. It's like saying, is a shrew covered in sand versus a shrew covered in snow completely different? I mean, they're both shrews, so no, or at least are they similar yet distinct? I mean, I wouldn't call them distinct. So a fossilized tree stump just sounds like a variant to me. If it was like, if I were to do a conversion of Phantom, what I would do is it would need to be something where it's similar to the idea of a ghost possessing a tree stump. It would need to be something else that is somewhat similar in terms of its whole thing, yet is completely different, so it's not a ghost, for example. Could be ghost type, but it itself is not a spectre. So that's what I would do. But at the same time, the way I've been dealing with convergence is largely either, wouldn't it be cool if this Pokemon was this thing that can't really work as a variant, or I had the concept of a Pokemon first and then thought, wouldn't it be interesting if this concept was represented by something that looked a bit like this? So, I think it's kind of cool that if the games had a set of bootleg starters where the types they are can become a trio with two of the official starters, but I don't know if that would be possible. If the games had bootleg starters where the types they are can become a trio with two of the official starters, I don't know what that means. A crab as the ghost and the shell as a tree stump. What about that? That doesn't really sound like Phantom anymore. Like saying a crab possessing a tree stump. There's a trab and a trab? Trab. That should be its name. Tree crab. Trab. But at that point, I'm thinking, well, it no longer... Well, it's a crab instead of a ghost now. But how are those in any way similar? I mean, it's similar because of the tree stump. But at that point, a tree stump's an additional element in the design. So why wouldn't that just be something like Dwebble then? Or something like... I don't know. Like, it's... Because it isn't about, like, oh, just swap out the additional... swap out the main thing with the additional prop. I don't see how that works. I think what you got to do is actually try and figure out why these convergents are the way they are that exist in the official series, and then try and reverse engineer what you think, or what you think is the philosophy behind it, because they are distinctly different things that look like other Pokemon, however, do have a similarity, hence why it makes sense to make this new Pokemon in the first place. Like, one of the bootleg starter types can also be interchanged with one of the types for Grass, Fire, Water Trio. I still don't understand what you mean. I don't know if there exists any types that work that way. I don't know what way you're on about. I don't know what you're meaning. Right, I think I'm gonna head off soon. Last call for any questions. Don't know what the delay is on this. Probably like a minute or something. Hello, cool potato builds. I was just about to end the stream. Like, for instance, the rock flying fighting trio, where one of the types of the trio could interact with the base type of grass, fire, water trio, where it's weak. I still don't know what you mean. You've got to give an example of what you mean. Like, not just say, here's the concept. I don't understand the concept. What do you mean swap out? Like, would it become like a rock flying grass trio? Did I get snow today? I think I got a little bit earlier, but it was mostly rain that I got. I don't know if there's another type that would be, say, weak to fire but strong against water. No, it's just grass. It's just grass. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head off now. It's been lovely chatting to you. I do want to do more streams. Did it fairly early in the day tonight. I didn't know how much stamina I'd have, but I feel like I need to head off. Yeah. It's been lovely. I do want to do more of these streams. I'll probably do the next one sometime after the first Kelot video comes out. But until then, farewell. I will see you all next time, whenever that may be, and enjoy yourselves. Happy New Year. Hopefully 2025 is good for you. And hopefully it's better for me than that can of Pringles I ate. Or tube of Pringles, I should say. Cheerio!